Hello, everybody, and welcome to Voyages of Dusk and Dawn. We got a full party for you today, and nothing but victory and adventures await. How is my favorite party doing today?
Doing great, Neal.
Victory!
That's what I want to hear. Nothing but happy times and good vibes as we leave the ruined tower in the swamp behind. Its secrets still hidden. Didn't want to expose those for other people, but we know that there's secret portals down there that are probably intact because the pathway to them hasn't been opened. Maybe that's for us later. Maybe that's to bury for all time. I don't know. It depends on who we align with. It's a great question. We haven't really talked about this very much. So I want to start our today's session off with a question for Vincent Mapper. You've been seeing these memories, or really living these memories of these various figures. And we've got names for most of them now. You've got, Celestria, who's sort of, I'm making all these things. Life is great. I'm going to pass down knowledge to the people beyond me. We've got Ishtar, who betrays her and is like, I'm going to use all of this power to like reshape the world as I see fit. And that might mean blood and carnage and, destroying my enemies, but I'm going to make the world, the way I want it. We've got Homily, who's like, magic is bad and it's dangerous and it needs to be tightly controlled and we should avoid using it or, at least really restrict it. Then we've got Renee and Kip, this sweet married couple who has magic and they're just like running a school and they're not doing anything. They're not actually making any big plays. They're just kind of like hanging out and vibing. And then some like miscellaneous memories here and there. How have these various personas and personalities and points of view on magic influenced Vincent and his own relationship with magic, if at all?
Yeah, that's been a lot of cool magic users, and I think Vincent most appreciates Renee and Kip. They're just such a nice, lovely couple, and Vincent imagines days of a nice, peaceful, prosperous time where everyone can live well, and to that extent, Celestia is a nice inspiration from when times are going well and when magic made the place made the world a better place.
Right. So you don't think that magic is necessarily evil or it's a tool that you should use to reshape the world? You're just like, it exists and we should all just hang out and have a good time?
Yeah, pretty much.
What a Californian. Okay. Maurice, you're showing up. You arrive early in the morning, having set out from Gabriel the previous day, or, probably passing through, resting on the road, and then hurrying to catch up with your party. You find their little tents as everyone's coming out and making breakfast, or maybe just packing up for the day, getting ready to move on, and find the party on the edge of the swamp.
You guys ready to explore the tower?
Glad you could catch up with us. Hope you're well again. We explored the tower.
Ooh, so any loot?
Not much other than, and I unfurl the map here and I point out all the pink circles. We know where the loot is. Here in the Hall of Heroes, as one brilliant adventurer once guessed at, there's some loot. And then here and here and here up in the mountains, but we've decided to go visit Slidin Falls, which is it Slidin?
Slidin, I think.
Slidin, alright. Slidin Falls, where there may be the most valuable of all loot. A key which will allow us to access all sorts of areas of old.
Sounds fun. Let's go.
All right. Our party can turn on the road, or I guess set out straight on the road towards East Havenbrook, and take our adventure there. It is not a long journey to East Havenbrook. In fact, it's quite boring. We're going to skip over it. It's open grasslands everywhere, a few copse of trees here and there. The sun rises and sunsets. The horrors of the undead are left behind you. It's a long day's march because it's a little bit more than like your normal 24 miles. You're going to have to like hoof it and maybe not take as many rests as you would like. and march into the late evening. But, it's July. The sun sets really late. You can walk an extra hour or two to get into East Haven Brook, a quiet and sleepy little town where not much is going on. You can arrive, go find an inn for the night. You hear that the caravan that you were following earlier or traveling with earlier is only a few days ahead of you on the road. And this is a great spot to get any supplies, or if you want to bed down for a couple of days and heal some hit points. I don't know what you want to do, but this is a town where you can rest in safely if you would like. Or you can get distracted with endless side quests because, people here need something from you. They always do wherever you go.
Side quests. What do you guys think about side quests?
Up to you, Captain. So we've already got a lot to look at, but I mean, these people could have something useful, could have something interesting for us.
Yeah. I doubt a side quest would be interesting enough to divert us from our journey to uncover secrets of centuries, millennia ago. But I'll keep an ear out. And we'll rest today because our poor Theodore almost died last time.
Right. Okay. You can go ahead and buy some supplies to heal up Theodore. He's down 3 HP, so 1 day of full bed rest under the care of a healer with herbalism, which is you, and he'll be good as new. So 1, 2, 3, 4 people for 2 nights. Someone ship out 4 gold, and the party will get a full day of rest on Raluna's high day, goddess of passions and desires and sometimes furies. That will all pass, and we can set out the following day, the 22nd, to go to the Wormwood, the next town along the road. Okay. Asking around in town, you know that it's going to be, what is this, like a 3-day journey. And you'll also be crossing into the next kingdom over. Their boundary is at the bridge. But, the relations are fairly good. All these different kingdoms are sort of getting along at this point in time because nothing bonds people together like a common enemy. And oh boy, is there a big common enemy. From East Haven Brook, occasionally, not very often, but occasionally you can see one of the dragons that lives in and around Valis now soaring overhead. They don't come quite to East Haven Brook, but they come over, sort of over that area near the swamp. So they're off far in the distance, no longer a threat, but lurking elsewise in the background. Is there anything you want out of East Haven Brook before we just move on to the next town?
Yeah, first I'm going to look at the map here and ask the locals if I need help of if there is a eastern passage to that. Let me see if the click works here. Mm-hmm. The left pink thing. So, yeah.
Is there a way through the mountains?
Exactly.
Let me roll to see if anybody here has any knowledge of that. You ask around for a couple of people. One of the folks says that they don't know anything, but there is a fur trader in town that they ran into a couple days ago on his way to Hawksburg, who comes from up in that area, who comes from Uhl, this town right here on the other side of the pass. They just met them yesterday when they came in. Maybe that fur trader might know something. I don't know if you want to talk. Yeah.
That's cool to know that someone might know something, but we're going to Uhl anyway, so we'll ask in Uhl.
Perfect. Let's set out from East Haven Brook on the way to the Wormwood. And I'm going to roll a couple of encounter checks because the hardest part of the adventure is always the random...
Captain, should we travel in a caravan again? It seems a lot safer.
Gee, one just passed by here recently. I don't know if they're going to form another one that soon, but we spent a day. We'll look around during that day.
Yeah, probably not for another couple weeks. You can totally wait. You've got tons of money. It's a safe town. What's a couple of weeks? I mean, I know you actually pay about 100 gold a week to your people. Each one's getting.
I'm afraid you're gonna have to live up to your adventuring this time around, Theodore. Your name as an adventurer. Don't worry. Look at the map ahead. It's a plains. We're passing by a border, presumably guarded. How bad could it be?
How bad could it be?
Yeah. Well, let's do some random encounters. On the first day of travel, it's nothing but blowing grasses, warm air, the occasional farmhand out in their fields, herd of cattle nearby, some strange large bird-like creatures in the sky. Are they griffins? Are they manticores? Are they just condors? You can't quite tell. They're too far off, but nothing seems to harass you or harm you. You come across a few little pockets of holes in the ground that look like they'd be ground squirrels or marmots or gophers or something like that, but they're a little bit too big. They're a curiosity, but nothing's attacking you out of them, and who's got time to investigate strange-sized holes in the ground? They're like this big. They're just a little bit too big. Not a big deal. Your second day of travel. You pass through a small section of woods, just a little wooded area that the road travels through to get some shade from the oppressive sun. And as you go through here, you see on the road up ahead of you a section of wagons, a pair of wagons, I should say, that have been abandoned, tipped over on the road. Their contents spilled out, but seemingly they weren't carrying very much, or whatever spilled out has been hauled away.
Where are we on the map now?
You are about a day and a half out of East Havenbrook, so somewhere over here. Yeah.
Okay.
Is it like plains?
It's a little bit of like a lightly wooded area. I think
Is there cover near where the caravan, or where the wagons are?
Well, the wagons themselves provide cover. The trees nearby have some cover. There's some low-lying bushes. There's a little gentle hillside. Are you thinking about like this could be an ambush? Because if so, yeah, totally. There could be enemies hiding.
Is it feasible that we could just like walk completely around it, or would we have to go through like forest or something like that?
You'd have to wander off of the trail and through the forest, and it might add a little bit of time to your travel if you lose sight of the road. And you would want to lose sight of the road to avoid any sort of ambush. Although, if it's an ambush, by the time you've seen this, they've probably also seen you.
I noticed Theodore's caution. I asked, do you think there's someone in the wagon? Like, does the wagon cover something potentially? Neal?
The wagons are tipped. Well, one wagon's tipped over and one wagon is still up on its wheels. So, like, if you were to get down on your hands and knees, you could probably look across to see under the wagon that's on its wheels. The one that's tipped over, like, yeah, certainly something could be hiding in it. Or someone could be in a tree nearby. Or maybe they dug a hidey hole. I mean, if you're worried about ambushes, there could be an ambush anywhere. There could be one with you right now. Maybe something's hiding in your bag that you picked up in town and is about to transform.
Thanks.
There's a lot of paranoia out there, man.
I'll loudly announce, we see you out there. We mean no worries as we continue.
Okay.
We mean no trouble.
I draw my sword.
That sounds like a threatening posture to me. You pass by these wagons. There's two of them. Their contents mostly gone. Hauled off, perhaps. A few little crates and barrels lay strewn around. There's clear signs of struggle in the area. There's fairly fresh footprints looking like dozens of people and large animals that have passed through this area. You get the impression that this might have been like a section of the main caravan that was ambushed and the rest of the caravan moved on. Or maybe these were wagons that were trying to like follow the caravan a day behind and hide in their wake or something like that. But there's definitely been recent travel through here. As you approach the caravans, weapons drawn, eyes peeled, ready for some semblance of combat, you notice that there's not really much going on here. It's really rather empty. There's nothing but a couple of rats scurrying through and digging into the last bits of supplies. Take it you have no interest in the remnants of the caravans and you're just walking past.
Absolutely. I think I'm probably at the front now.
Solidly comment to Theodore. Ah, rats! Good job keeping an eye out. I hate rats.
I didn't see anything. I'm suspicious.
Yeah, you are suspicious. And you know, I mentioned these rats, and you look at them. The rats have stopped. They're not like chewing on stuff. They're looking at you. All of them, all three of them, are just like staring at you, like stopped. And you know, rats are intelligent creatures. They're not completely stupid, but they're also somewhat skittish, unless you're talking about like New York City rats. Those guys are brave. But these ones seem to have no concern about you, and they're not going about their business. They're definitely watching the party as you cross through the area. Intelligent.
Yeah, I pointed out to Vincent. You think these could be... They're acting strangely. You think they could be, I don't know, messengers for something? Controlled by something?
Rats? Which are messengers for the enemy. What a great guess. Quick, shoot them.
I've only got a sword.
No ranged weapon.
Wait, I have a crossbow.
Some quick target practice for you all.
Alright, I draw my darts and I throw it at the closest rat, Neal.
Take out your darts and your crossbows. Aim them at the closest rats, who immediately begin to shape change and transform. They were happy to let you pass, but you know, once the weapons come out, then the harmless little rats grow into small size, I mean, medium technically, but like smallish humans with rat-like features, tails, beady eyes, but still hands and limbs and short swords at their disposal. It was fine.
Oh wait, crap! I thought you were rats. I quickly comment.
I do believe it's initiative time. We'd just gotten through it. I was so disappointed, and then the sarcasm. Oh God, the sarcasm. It's beautiful. Please roll me initiative.
Neal, I'd like to shield, punch, and use my sword. What should I do for initiative?
Whichever is highest.
Okay. Shield, punch. Okay. Could you add mine, Neal? It's 16.
Of course.
Thank you.
16? Oh my God. What is the +9? Oh, wait.
That's shield punch with a large shield.
Oh, really?
Oh no, sorry, speed 8.
Still, that is much higher than I expected. Nasty.
So, 15.
All right. Gustav, you were the first to act. The rats begin to shape change, and as they're turning into, you know, humanoid type creatures, you get to go.
All right, I'll throw it at the closest one.
Absolutely. It's this guy over here. Your 10. Yeah, I think it's like a glancing blow off of the creature's mismatched little bits of clothing and armor over here. It's not too serious of armor, but it does not hit.
All right. attacks at the end of the round?
Yes, attacks at the end of the round. And our next creature is this one in the front who finishes his transformations. Turns directly to the person next to him, who I do believe is Maurice, and will open up with a short sword attack. I think I programmed everything correctly. It's a 5, a wild miss from the were-rat. Vincent, it's your turn.
We didn't mean to, I say as I unleash a fireball. I'll back up 5 feet and then position it so that it hits them and hopefully not our Maurice.
I do believe you've got plenty of room to create a 40-foot diameter fireball that's somewhere in the center, not hitting Maurice. It's probably quite easy to do.
Excellent.
The flames explode. Roll me all the damage. You're level 7, so I think it's 70.
76.
Are you level 7? You are level 7. Ooh. That's a lot. Saving throw versus spell. They need a 16 or higher, so first one fails. Second one fails. Third one fails. Those are terrible rolls. They all take 28 damage. This one dies. This one dies. And this one drops down. Oops. There we go.
Oh my god, they survived.
1. Just barely. Just barely. And that's the one who's already had his turn. So you're fine. This guy's dead. Maurice, it's your turn. The were-rat in front of you, badly scorched by the fireball, which envelops his clothing. His clothes begin to burn off of his body. His hair shriveled. Whiskers melt around his face. The smell of, burning hair is disgusting. The long, leathery tail wraps around as he stands on his hind legs, crippled, wounded, bloodthirsty in his eyes.
I take a swing with my sword.
13 is good enough. You strike the creature.
Nice.
A damage, please.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I know he's got like so few hit points, but it's always nice to see what the damage is. Is he at 0? Is he at -10? Oh, yeah. The creature takes the blow and drops to the ground. Gone.
I thought they were just rats.
I told you something was weird about
I
them.
did too. Well, good catch.
Is everything burnt to a crisp? Everything in the wagons?
The wagons are, some of them are off flame. Most of the possessions have been taken out. What hasn't been taken out looks like it's charred, slightly on fire. It's the middle of summer, so the woods are also fairly dry at this point in time. But the chance of forest fire is low.
I mean, I don't really care to look through the stuff, so.
Okay.
Well, we might find some coins if we look around. They probably stashed the things from Pickard nearby. Don't think they held it far off.
It's probably all been picked over, but But go investigate those were-rats anyways. They might have pocketed some valuable things.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we searched were-rats.
Well, the were-rats do have a little bit of wealth on them, because they have clothes and they have weapons and they have coins that they've stashed away. And as they transform into their rat forms, these meld with their bodies. So when they become were-rats and then you kill them, there's just free money lying on the ground. Let's see. There were 3 of them. So why don't you roll me 3, 6, 9 D8?
I'll pause it as this is rolled by one of you guys. From wizard school. What happens when you kill a rat? Oh, and it's a were-rat. And they have loot.
Is that to the party or to me?
To you. I'm thinking back to whatever I learned about shape changers back in wizard school.
Yeah, so that's the copper you get. Please roll me 96 as well for silver. Typically, when a creature is shape changed, it reverts to its natural form. Some shape changers can shape change like with the stuff that they're carrying into their body, and others change themselves and their stuff doesn't change with them. It really depends on the nature of the shape changing. Excellent. That's 39 silver. And please roll me 2d4 for gold. So these creatures, you know, they should have whatever, since they're in their like semi-humanoid form, all of their possessions should be out now. If you had killed them in rat form, they should have reverted to their natural form, which is the hybrid you suspect, and all of their loot would have appeared with and around them. I don't know if that answers your question.
It does. Cool.
Perfect. Yeah. 2d4 for gold. So 15 gold, 39 silver, 43 copper. And it's all yours. All yours, Gustav.
Assuming we're all keeping track of this, I'll just quickly mention, alright, you three go ahead and split the gold amongst yourselves. Well done. And I'll just hoard the other coins.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Captain.
As Gustav, as you're pulling the money off of the last were-rat, the one that Maurice struck down, its beady eyes flick open. It's only playing dead. Your hand is on the creature, you know, going through its stuff. It jumps at you. Its big, sharp teeth, well, you know, ugly, nasty rat teeth in front of it. It's going to get its regular 1d20 plus 3 to hit, plus 1 because you are surprised, and plus 2 because you are kneeling next to it and not in a good combat position. And if you have any bonuses from Dex or one-handed style, you don't get it. And it bites you. A 20 is going to hit. And you will take 1d4, 1 point of damage from the were-rat.
Oh, no.
As it sinks its teeth into your hand. Please roll me initiative again.
You need to set them on fire. Uh-oh.
They are immune to regular weapons, I believe. Only magical or silver coated, I think. Don't remember where creatures that much.
Sorry, chat, the rolls were slightly off screen. I see everybody's rolled into initiative. Gustav and Vincent. Oh my, our were-rat rolled very badly. Is that right? Oh, so badly. Gustav and Vincent, same time. Vincent, you're opening up with the magic missiles.
Yes, I will send 2 magic missiles at this faking were-rat, and then 1 magic missile at the other 2 were-rat bodies.
Excellent. Roll me 2d4 plus 2 for the first one, and 1d4 plus 1 for each of the seconds. 5, and 3. Excellent. Well, this one definitely is down, and the others take the impact of the magic missiles without budging, without moving, without sign of sound or fear or life. They're probably not faking. Gustav, you had rolled in with your short sword, so I think as the magic missiles are ripping this creature apart, you can put a hole in it, but it looks pretty dead.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, I'm hoping these were just big kobolds, and we'll leave it at that, hopefully. But this one bit me, Vincent, so I don't know if you have any healing classes in that wizard school of yours about were creatures. Would be nice. Appreciate it.
Yes, that's very bad. I look at the very light wound. Even the slightest wound from a were creature could be life-threatening, and I'll look at it with my medicine nature or knowledge, I guess.
Do you have the folklore non-weapon proficiency or something like that?
I've got folklore now.
You've got folklore?
I have healing.
Okay. Give me a folklore check, Theodore.
Yes. Do you want to make it? Because I think it says if I fail, I might get some fake information.
What's your roll? Your modifier?
12.
Okay. You obviously know where the same thing that these guys know, that were rats and all were creatures are dangerous. That if they bite you, there is a chance that you could infect, contract their disease. You know that the chance is proportional to the damage taken. So, if it rips you to shreds, you're highly likely to get it. If it's barely a scratch, it's unlikely but not impossible to get it. And that's about all you know. So, with the healing check, you can see it's a minor, it's barely a flesh wound. You wouldn't worry about this most of the time. Could he have contracted a life-threatening disease from this? Yeah, but it's probably fine.
I explain this to everyone, and then I give Vincent a long look.
Yeah, I look back as I rack my brain about if there's any obvious indicators if someone became infected.
Not until they transform under the light of the full moon.
How far are we from the full moon?
A week and a half. No, 3.5 weeks. 3 weeks? 3 weeks. It's so far away. You can definitely use this guy a lot more.
I will mark I'll mentally note that, and let me know when it's 3.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Because I'll forget.
Yeah. I think the players might forget, but the characters are probably looking over their shoulder at Gustav from time to time. Gustav, how do you feel about your chances of becoming a were-rat? Because you feel fine. You got a little bite on your fingers.
I think it's pretty low. Not gonna worry about it. If I transform. That's it.
Yeah.
Almost died by a bunch of boulders like 2 days ago. So what can you do? Still in.
Exactly. That's such a positive attitude to have. What can you do, man? Monsters here. The giant slug could have killed you. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. All right.
This also reminds me, Gustav, as a rogue, do you have any skill points in detect noise?
I only have the base. It should be 10%, I think.
Okay. I'll use that as
15%.
an excuse anyways, remembering the events of last adventure, and encourage Gustav to be in the front, since Vincent makes the excuse that he's a better tracker than Theodore.
Yeah, sounds good.
Shall I go second, Captain?
Yeah. You got ambushed by the snake last time, so Gustav will be able to keep an eye out better.
Okay, Captain.
This is the polite excuse just because you want him in line of sight, right?
No, I hadn't intended to say this at the start anyways.
Oh.
And I was reminded when Theodore said he's going to be in the front.
In my mind, he put him in the expendable list, so that's what I'm thinking.
Cool. Well, it's a nice little walk along the road. You end that day not quite at the river, but early the next day, as you set out, you find a fork in the road that forks very near to the river with a little post sign. Those of you that speak the local language can see that it says, to the west is a town called Rastigar, and in front of you is Wormwood. So, you keep going forward unless you want to go to Rastigar for some reason. No.
Nope, we don't go to Rastigar.
All right. You come forward along the road until you come to a bridge across the river. And on this bridge, there is a barricade, and there's some guards, there's some watchtowers on the other side, there's a knight on the other side, and a whole bunch of other, spearmen and archers and another knight lying around, and they're all just hanging out at the bridge, which has a nice little spiked post across it.
Well, for some quick logistics, which among you all is carrying my 20-pound bag, and who's carrying the ship box?
I am carrying the ship box. And I think your bag.
Okay, great. Well, this will be your time. I gesture towards the two native speakers. We're simply merchants traveling to... I rack my brain about the next city over. Yes.
One word. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Alright, yeah.
Do we see all these other people, like on the coast and stuff?
Yeah, I think as you get a little bit closer, so you get high enough to see down into the coast, into the water, you can. These two people down here are washing dishes. There's like I know they've got spears in their tokens, but you know there's only so many tokens. They've got their spears nearby them, but they've got pots and pans, and they're just like scrubbing out the big morning's cooking meals down by the water. You can see the archers in the towers. Keeping an eye and watching you what's going on. There's a group over here near a campfire standing around and chatting amongst themselves, and another group in the top right just playing at spears with one another, and a few more people off screen where the tents are, sitting down doing, you know, one of them looks like they're sharpening a stick, another one looks like they're sharpening a spear. They're just doing the activities that you would in a camp. Everything looks like it's on the up and up.
Yeah, I'll go to the front and hail them.
I'll follow behind.
Mm-hmm. One of the little footmen nearby says, "What's your business?"
Well, greetings. We are merchants coming from the coast. We're coming to look for new trade routes.
Are you selling anything?
Well, we're buying and seeking knowledge right now of profitable endeavors.
Looks up and down your group over here. Who's your leader?
I point to Vincent and I say, he's asking about who's the leader. And Erickson.
Great. I'll wave and I'll pull out one of the what was it called? Vanilla vials and say, yes, we have some of these from the southwest. We're looking to collect more goods to bring back to Drekis. I explain in broken Valyrian.
What is your reaction modifier, Vincent, from your charisma stat?
+3.
Ooh, that's so nice. Having high charisma is wonderful. You guys are friendly. They seem pretty friendly in response. Oh, merchants, he says in Valesian back to Gustav and Maurice in the front. Well, we could always use some more people coming through. They let you through Valis, all right?
Yeah, I was quite friendly, actually.
Good. Say, what's it like over in... Where'd you say you were from? Dorcas?
Oh, Drekis. Far away by boat travel.
What's going on over there? Are you also besieged?
Well, not really. I believe that the Empire is a thing more here than Drekis. There was a big demon gate that opened like a couple of years ago. That was bad. Burned down half the country, but you know,
fucking
the other side,
warlocks,
not so bad.
man. Tell me about it. Every time people start getting a good life, some dipshit with some magic has got to come along and ruin the whole thing. This Uncle Oris cleric dude, things were fine down here. Life was good down here. All of a sudden, clerics wielding their dark witch magic and wizards and sorcerers come along and ruin everything. Jesus, you guys got wizard problems too, or witch problems, warlocks, you know, whatever you call them down there.
Yeah, you know, they goes probably wherever they go. So what can you do? You know.
What can you do? Right. Well, what we could do is hang them up by their toes and poke them full of holes, and you know, remind all of our children, don't go in for witchcraft.
That's true. Very sagely advised.
Yep. Well, I hate to do this to you, fellow travelers, but we gotta extract a toll. Everyone coming through. It's 10 silver a head per person, and well, you don't have any animals, so we'll ignore that.
Of course.
Rules are rules, you know.
Pull out my rat coins, and I give him 4 gold. Yeah.
Accepts your rat coins. And they will, churn the barricade so that you guys can come on through and let you pass. There's a knight in the background. She's got, her sword's not actually drawn, but she's standing there sort of watching the whole encounter, but keeping things quiet. And party can shuffle on through the barricade and everything, coming on in. Let me make one more check over here. You guys are so peaceful. All my encounters with such ease. 9 and modifier of 3. 6 on the chart. The knight's friendly. She tips her helm to you. Says in Valesian, good luck on your journey. Make sure to buy lots of things. As you're going past one of these guys over here, one of these archers will hurry up towards you and say, hey, I overheard what you were saying in Valesian. Where are you headed?
No, we're going to Mirwood and pass to Ool. Taking a look at the fort right over there.
Yeah? You're headed to Ool? I was hoping you'd say that. Look, I got a cousin. In Ool. I've been meaning to send a letter to them, but there ain't no messenger service down here at the bridge. Do you think you could deliver it for me?
I asked Vincent. Yes, of course. As long as you can clear with your captain, I have no problem with that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally.
Anything heavy.
They will pull out a small little folded up piece of a rolled up scroll of papyrus that's been tied with just like a little bit of waxed string, and they'll kind of hand it off to you. It's my cousin. It's my cousin Clara. She runs an inn in Ool. You might want to stay there too. It's a great little spot. It's a fantastic spot. I don't know where you're going on from there, but she knows all the sorts of things you might need in Ool. I really appreciate it if you did this.
Yes, of course.
Thank you. And that's it. Okay.
All right. Once we are a bit out, I'll ask Vincent if he wants me to open the letter. I'm not really great at this. Vincent opening letters and stuff, keeping the seals, but I'm not that bad neither, so if you want to take a look, I can read it for you if you want.
Why would we read the message of a... This is clearly meant to be private. No, of course not.
Sure thing, Vincent.
Hey. Excellent. We passed the bridge. We head on into the next kingdom over on the road to the Wormwood. We're going to take our first break right here, and we'll come back on the other side with a little bit more Voyages of Dusk. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Voyages of Dusk and Dawn. We've crossed the bridge. It's just the rest of the day to the Wormwood. To our left, there's mountains. To our right, there's a river. Around us is intermittently trees and grasslands, like the fort. There's a lot of trees along the waterway, a lot of grasslands on the other side. And it's a fairly easy walk. So what's our vibe in the party today? A couple of small encounters, but otherwise everything's going according to plan. We're headed for big treasure. Are we hopeful? Are we getting concerned about the were-rat bites? Is everything easy?
I think it's fine.
Yeah, Theodore's pretty happy with how things are going. And he wants to make a bit of conversation with Gustav and Maurice. So as we're kind of walking down the road, he'll turn to the two of them and say, so, Gustav, Maurice, you guys never told us how you met each other and how you got to know Lord Marshall.
Well, as for me, I met Marshall because I was traveling on some ships. And he happens to have a big trade emporium thing. So, I mean, it was a bit of destiny, a bit of he's the only man that controls the trade around the area. So, yeah.
Not the same thing. I've sort of bored of doing ship manual labor, guard work, whatever. I just wanted something a little more fun. And yeah, I mean, came in contact with the Lord and he put me on.
Ah, so you didn't know him personally?
No, not personally.
I've only met him a couple of times with the captain, but he seems a smart man.
Yeah, the one thing I am confused about though is that this is supposed to be like a top secret mission for the Kingdom of Drekis, but isn't he just some like merchant?
I guess I'm not sure. He seemed more important than just a mere merchant.
Yeah, well,
That's true.
Above my pay grade, so.
Okay. Well, it is a nice, gentle walk through the rest of the day to the town of Wormwood. That's an odd name for a town, at least for those of you that are not from this area. So I'm not sure exactly what you're expecting. But coming into Wormwood, it looks like any other normal, happy place. It's a fine little town. It's on the edge of the river. There's some trees nearby, some fields out in the area, mountains off to one side. It's population is in the low thousands, maybe like 4,000, 3,500, then little villages all around it. It's quiet, but not too quiet. You know, there's a little bit of a market going on today as you pull in, which is odd because it's a Monday. Market's probably on the weekends you would expect for the area, but people are hustling and bustling. Yeah. I don't think we have anything in particular that we wanted to do in Wormwood, but here you are, first town in the New Kingdom. Just a little place going about its business. As you walk in and look for a place to spend the night and take a rest off, you'll see that there in this market area, there's like a big board, and Gustav and Maurice, can either of you read?
I can, yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Well, then at least you, if not also Maurice, can read that. Maurice doesn't read. Oh, no. You can read that there is a sign on this board. There's like little scraps of parchment where other signs used to exist but have been since pulled away. And the sign has big letters that say, "Help wanted. Inquire within." And this board is near what appears to be some sort of like law office or law enforcement office or some sort of like public service governmental building. What's really catching your eye about this help wanted sign is that below it says reward 100 pieces of gold.
Alright, yeah, I'll mention it to Vincent.
Interesting. Why not visit this? Maybe it's helpful to know what this town finds concerning anyways.
Sure.
Okay. You can go on in. And as you walk in, swords and armor dangling all around you, somewhat weary from there. It's been a nice walk. The person inside, a young woman, she's got to be like 22, 21, something like that, pops up from behind a desk. She's got this like old set of like a breastplate on her. It's clearly old and clearly dented, but it's been polished. So it's like nice and shiny, but nicks and scrapes and cuts and bends. It hasn't been repaired in some time, but she puts some effort into keeping it together. She's got an arming sword that dangles at her hip. The leg armor claps about on her thighs as she hurries over. Her hair shortcut and a helmet resting on the desk. Her bright eyes come up to you and say, "Oh my god, are you here for the trolls?"
we are here for the notice. If those are the trolls, then
Yes.
we are here to inquire about it.
Yes. She looks across you guys. You're not from around here, obviously. That's great. We accept all people in this area from all walks of life, and especially those foreign travelers with weapons and armor and the ability to put trolls down. We have a small group of river trolls that have been harassing us along the waterways. We know roughly where their lair is from some of our previous scouts who have found it out, but no one has been able to successfully manage the troll problem and corral them. There's 100 pieces of gold with your name on it if you can finish off these river trolls and make the waterways safe again. They're also coming out and attacking random people on the road from time because, you must have been on the road or you're about to go on that road. It goes right by the river. So if you're headed south, you might have to deal with them anyway. And if you've just come from the south, wouldn't you like everyone to be able to traverse the road as safely as you did?
I'll ask Vincent what he thinks about this.
Yeah, so ask her back, what's the proof we'll need? Do we need to bring back some troll heads, or is our word good enough?
And what is the proof that we need from these trolls?
That's an excellent question. The problem is that with trolls, you can't really bring proof, because if you chop off a part of a troll, it might just regrow. So we just hope that you would come back, let us know what it is, and then I'll head out there with you, and you can show me the burned and charred corpses, because you have to burn the trolls to death, or, after having killed them, set their bodies on fire, and then we'll just go take a look at the corpses, and if I'm satisfied that they look like burned troll corpses, then you get your gold. And, there's definitely a certain level of honor system here, because maybe you kill some of them and drive some of them off. I'm looking for men of honor, and I'll look you square in the eye. And if you're lying to me, well, you'll have to live with that for the rest of your life, that you have robbed these people of our lovely little town here of their hard-earned money. That would make you no better than a brigand.
Okay. I'll relay through Gustav. We are heading north right now, so we don't make a promise to deal with it soon, but we will be returning, and at that time we can likely take a detour to find some trolls.
I understand. They're scary. It makes sense that you don't want to risk your life for people that you don't know. I understand. I get that it's a big danger. But if you have the capacity at all, it's just a short little out of your way. I'm sure whatever you're doing can be delayed by a day or two. But if not, obviously, this is a volunteer-only position, but it would make a difference in these people's lives.
I inquire that we saw a lot of people at the border crossing, like a lot of guards. Isn't that their job?
There's a difference between quality and quantity. A troll can rip an average man to pieces in a heartbeat. Not everyone can stand and bear them for a moment or defend themselves against such a troll. It's hard to get even brave people to fight them when they're just not capable. There are some knights in the area who have the capacity. However, with the various monsters and raids, this has been an area that's lacking. Surely, if no mercenaries can handle this, eventually some lord will find the power to do so, but how many people will have to die in the meantime? I don't know. There's always a shortage of manpower. There's always more targets than warriors. And trolls, they're hard. They're real hard. Only a few people can really deal with it. But it's okay. It's fine. Don't worry about us. We'll manage. I mean, people are dying all the time anyway, whether it's famine and she starts to walk back to her desk, or thirst, or goblins, or mountain giants, or trolls. There's always something. Have a nice day and enjoy the safety of the roads in all directions.
No. I'll confer with the group if any of their heartstrings have been tugged by the speech. If
Did she say how many there were?
She did not mention the number of trolls, no.
I mean, if it's 1 or 2, then we could probably deal with that easily, but if it's more, I don't know.
If we were to fight these trolls, we'd probably have to use magic. And I don't know, like they said we don't need to bring back exact proof of that we've beaten the trolls, but if they investigate that these trolls have been magically dealt with, not the best kind of attention we're looking for.
That's a good point. I was thinking about if this region is as anti-mage as the previous region, and I didn't know how to slip that in there. I noticed that
Well,
she
you heard
didn't
what
comment.
The guy at the border were pretty mean
Yeah.
towards mages, Vincent.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. We don't have a... They'll probably discover, if we were to kill them, that they were killed by fireball or something. Alright then, let's move on.
Well, we move on. We leave the wormwood behind. This is 2 wormwood, and then it's 1, 2, 3 days of travel at wormwood. No reason to stay here any longer than this, then. Let's just head right back out into the open. The road to Ool. I think it's going to be a 2-day journey to Ool. You're going to have to spend 1 night on the road when you're out in the woods alongside the edges of the mountain. So let's just roll some encounter checks along the way. Your first day of travel, totally fine. No problems on the road to Ul. You can't pass a couple of other travelers, some going by horseback, some in just a large group of people on foot with packs on their backs. A couple of little wagons hauling goods from one village to the next one over. The villages that you pass around here, you notice all have small walls around them, not like big, nice fortifications, but like a ditch with some spikes on the other side. Just, light fortifications near the mountains and a couple of watchtowers scattered about. You definitely get the impression that the people in this part of the world are used to a certain amount of threats and danger. Maybe not constantly under siege, but it's an ordinary enough part of life that you need to be prepared for it. The travelers that you pass often carry weapons of some kind. They don't look like they're all experienced warriors, but it's wise enough to be armed as you walk around in this part of the world. Can I get the non-Vincents of the party to all roll me a d20, please?
Great.
Oh.
Mango. What? Well, let me take a look at your stats for a second over here. Maurice. Ooh. Oh, these are very nice. These are great stats. This one to damage, 15 perception. Amazing.
Damn, if anything happened to them.
Be a real shame. Maurice. It's nighttime. You're spending the night on the road in your camp. It's your turn on watch tonight. And, we've mentioned how far we are from the full moon. We're even further now. We're actually only a couple days out from the new moon. So it's dark out. You know, you found a nice little camp near a stream coming out of one of these sections of the mountains. Everybody else is in their tents asleep. The fire that you used to cook your dinner is, you know, it's probably nice to keep it going all night, just to ward off a little bit of the chill and to provide some immediate lighting if you need it. And yet, some dangers out here. Can I get a... You're a human, aren't you, Maurice? You don't have any dark vision. Oh. I'm going to need you to make me a surprise check. It's a D10. You don't want to roll a 3 or lower. However, due to the darkness of the night, your surprise check is made at -4. So roll me a... Oh, I changed that.
3.
3. Oh, no. You're going to be caught a little unawares by this thing. For many good reasons. I'm just going to try and set up the lighting such that you'll have a little bit of vision. See, Maurice, it's quiet. It's real quiet. And you've got yourself, you know, camped in a nice little spot. It's to a map.
Does perception give me anything to the surprise roll?
It doesn't. 15 perception is not high enough, unfortunately. There's a surprise adjust, and I think you need like 16 perception to get this. And you don't hear it coming up behind you. You don't hear it because it moves very slowly. This thing, this fleshy body, once fully human and now just a remnant of a human, and pulls itself through the woods. And you're sitting by the fire, you're looking left and you're looking right. And you don't realize until too late, as its hands begin to wrap around you, I mean, it still needs to make an attack roll, that there is a member of the dead walking near you. Where is our little...
I don't hear him until he attacks.
Yeah, because there's the crackling of the fire. The woods have noise. There's like a wind blowing, you know, things. If you ever spend any time in the woods, you know that there's some strange sounds out there. And I think it's been such an easy time since you've been in Valis, your sickness aside, that maybe for just a minute your guard goes down, or just you don't look behind you in the 2 minutes that it would have been really valuable to have looked behind you. And our creature is going to come up. 1d20 plus. Why did my special zombie table not open?
Is it smell, Neal? Distinctive smell modifies surprise.
Distinctive smell can modify surprise, but that is like Lacrota. The text around that is a little stronger. Also, silenced would modify surprise, and these things are moving pretty slowly, so I think those two would wash. But I appreciate you knowing the rules in excruciating detail to call out all of the things. I thought about distinctive odor, though. Here it is. Monster... Romance. Zombies. Excellent. Our regular old zombie has just a +2 to hit. And then +2 for back attack, +1 for surprise, +2 for you being seated. So 2 for back, 1 for surprise, 2 for you being seated. And 2 for base, yes. It's just a simple little... Oh, it's a natural 19.
Oh, boy.
It's a critical hit. The zombie's hands come out from behind and grab you by the neck. It'll do 2d4 plus 4 points of damage because of the high strength of its hands. As its hands wrap around you, you'll take 8 as it begins to choke the life out of you, as it grabs your throat and squeezes tight, inhibiting your ability to scream and call out for help.
So I can't scream.
You can't scream. It has grabbed you, and it is choking you to death. It's time for you to roll initiative against the creature. Actually, we don't need to bother. You automatically win initiative against this class of zombies.
Okay. On the map, am I sitting on the log?
Yeah, you've got hours to sit here and watch, so you're just like plop down on the log, warming yourself by the fire, keeping a lookout.
Am I currently grappled, or is he just like?
Yes, you are grappled.
If we're grappling, I can make a strength check to try and break free against his strength check.
Absolutely, yes. Well, let me open the grapple rules real quick because I was reading through them recently, and they're actually way better than I was giving them credit for.
A lot of strength.
It's because you have 16 strength. You're very good here.
It's got like 18 strength.
Maybe, I mean, +4 to damage is pretty high. Maybe. Let's see. Here we go. Breaking free. Let's. The attacker tries to do these things. Breaking free. The only actions you can take while grappled are to attack with a size small or natural weapon, pummeling and wrestling. These must be directed at the opponent, grappling the creature. Attacks with size small weapons and pummeling attacks are at -2. Natural and armed attacks are not possible. If you're facing them, not allow them. Blah, blah, blah. If you score a critical hit with a weapon or natural attack, you can either do double damage or you are forced, you automatically released. Or you can... I think you would make an attack roll against AC 10 versus him with dexes for magic and blah, 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 and strength bonuses. And if you win, you would break free, I think is what we're going. So you can make an attack roll, an opposed attack roll against them. This doesn't include size. Difference is the only thing that matters. And strength bonuses, magic bonuses, dexterity bonuses, right. So you can make an attack roll, an opposed attack roll against them. You'd need to hit AC 10 with whatever. They would need to hit AC 10 with whatever. And if you win, you break free. If you don't, then they succeed their grip. Or you can actually just fight them straight up. It's not actually a opposed strength check to break free or a grapple.
Okay. I have my armor on, right?
Absolutely. You're on watch.
Okay. Is it possible for me to, in the same turn, do the opposed attack roll, try to break free, and then also, is it possible to like bang my sword on my armor?
I think
metal against metal.
You can dedicate yourself to trying to break free, or you can dedicate yourself to making noise. Like if you're trying to break free, there's going to be a natural bit of struggle. But if you were just to like smack your sword against your armor once, that's the sort of noise you might accidentally make in the middle of the night anyway, right? That's not going to alert anyone. But if you're going to like bang around and try to wake everybody up, that's its own thing. However, you only have 5 hit points, and they do a lot of damage. So I don't know what you want to do here.
I'm gonna try to break free. Is it my longsword or?
It's gonna be off of your basic attack roll, which is on the top right. So it's gonna be D20 +2. You don't get any bonuses for strength. Attacker must win if the defender wins or if there's a tie. So you got to win or tie. You have to beat their AC, essentially, which is normally 10, but actually this creature has lower AC than that, and they have to hit AC 10. So yeah, just make me an attack roll and roll well. Just don't roll poorly, and you're fine. That's all the rules.
Okay, got my one out of the way, so
Oh,
let's go.
Nice.
Okay, and they get 1d20 plus 2, and I'm going to give them the back attack bonus as well, because that's the only thing that makes sense. So yeah, you take your turn and rest free of the creature, like breaking its arms off of you and spinning around and being able to get some distance between you and it. And now, since you're freed, you can shout all you want, and the other party members can join next round.
Cool. Which tent is Vincent's tent?
These you guys probably actually have smaller tents, but this is the only map I have. Okay. So I think this is Vincent. This is Theodore.
I can't see the map now.
Oh, that's right, because your tokens. I'll just push you like this. Now you should be able to see.
Okay. Yeah, I sort of stumble towards the area at the direction of Vincent's tent, and I just shout as loud as I can.
Excellent.
Attack.
Excellent.
Undead attack. Undead attack.
The creatures will go, and this one will shamble towards you. You've broken free. You back up. You're going towards the tent. It's got a slow, stuttering step and a gait, but it comes towards you anyway. Its hands out. 1d20 plus 2. Oh! Your AC 15. It's another critical hit. It's not a choke this time, but it's like a claw towards and against you. It's another 2d4 plus 4 for their extreme strength. 18-100 strength are these zombies. You're definitely going unconscious. And 8 and 4 is 12. You can't be brought to -10, but it could be bad. It's 9. You go down to -4 as the zombie beats you bloody. The next one.
Oh, not the worst.
You're right.
The next one.
Oh yeah, there's a couple of these guys.
Oh boy.
Their move is 6. Right? This one, yeah, that one can do that. Their move is 6. This one can come. I think this one comes in here. And as you're waking up, Theodore, you are like coming to alert as a zombie is like crawling into your tent and making an attack against you. 1d20 plus 2 normally, but now it's crawling, but also you're laying down. I'm going to say those are a wash, and it's just a regular attack roll against you. A 7's not going to do it. And this other one creeps and crawls over here. And party members, go ahead and roll initiative. Amongst yourselves, the zombies always go last. Poor Maurice. That critical hit was brutal.
It's rough. Do I think you can fireball the zombie that's on Maurice without fireballing Maurice?
Probably not. It's like standing over him. Yeah. You've had time to rememorize spells. You didn't have use fireball yesterday, so that's totally in your repertoire.
As my shield, I assume I'm not wearing armor.
Right.
I can grab my shield next to me and sword. Is that cool?
You can grab your shield and sword. It takes a full round to equip your shield, though. So if you just want to,
do I need to like strap it, or can I just pick it up and that's fine?
It is a strap to your body sort of thing. Yes, it's a big strapping shield.
Okay, I think I take the round to strap it to me then.
Okay. Yeah, you can like grab your stuff and back out of the tent and stand up and put it on if that's your dream. Perfect.
Without getting any OAs. Because you said it's in the tent. So
yeah, it's in melee range,
I
so
would need to disengage.
You would need to disengage. You would take an OA. Yes, you would. But also, like, if you're just standing there strapping, if you're standing there strapping your shield on, I think you're just sort of ignoring the creature that's next to you, which is essentially provoking an OA too. No, I mean, not really. It's not really provoking an OA. OAs are weird.
I mean,
I'm
taking my action to instead of attacking or disengaging, I'm standing still.
No, that's fine. Yeah, you can strap it on. You can strap it on. That's
cool.
the only
I
thing that makes sense.
That's my turn.
That'll give you 13 AC, is it?
Yes.
Excellent. Vincent, you burst out of the tent. You see a zombie standing over Maurice.
Might I unleash my full magic missile on that zombie?
Roll it.
Ooh, big roll.
Your magic missiles rip through the creature, punching many, many holes in its fleshy body, but not destroying it.
Yikes.
Yes, yikes.
I call out, zombie attack!
Gustav, your turn.
All right. I'm on armor. May I have leather limbs at least?
No.
All right, gotcha. My AC is 12. Should be fine. I'll walk up and go towards the zombie closest to Vincent.
Sure. Crawl out of the tent with your sword. You hop to the creature that's standing over Maurice. You see bruises all over his body, huge fleshy tears through his face. Go ahead and make me an attack roll.
All right, I'll hit this zombie.
Easy hit. Your short sword punches a hole right through it.
Oh, never mind.
That would have been a great roll.
Damage.
Yeah.
Here goes 2 damage.
2 points of damage as you hack off a chunk of flesh that lands on Maurice's chest. And the zombies get to go. The one that was about to begin eating Maurice changes its attention towards you.
Yes.
And it'll make an attack roll against you. 1d20 plus 2, 13. It will strike you for d4 plus 4, 8 points of damage.
Ouch.
You have put your shield on and sort of like maybe stood up and gotten somewhat to your feet near the tent. This zombie crawls towards you, reaching out for your legs. I'm going to give it a penalty of 2 to hit you. 1d20 plus 2 minus 2. As it reaches for your feet to eat your toes. No dice. This one comes from over here. And zombies right on up towards Vincent. Vincent, you have some magic rings that have various effects. Are you wearing any of them right now?
I always keep it on me, even while sleeping.
The one that, the ring of warding?
Yeah.
Excellent. And do we remember how the ring of warding works?
No, this is the first time I've gotten hit while wearing it, I think. That I might get hit while wearing it.
Right. Let me just make sure I know exactly how it works. It has some interesting functionality. I got that a long time ago. I'm so surprised it hasn't come up yet. It's a ring of protection and warding. So it has +3 to AC, and I actually need to go look at a book.
Oh wow, that much AC. Sweet. Does that mean my AC is actually 17?
If that is not being included on your character sheet already, what are you getting +4 for?
I have +3 from Dex.
Oh, wow.
And I'm a Dex wizard.
What's the other +1 from?
Thinking. I'll see if I can track it down.
Was it that we knew the ring was at least +1?
There's a ring of protection that I'm wearing, +1.
Ah, okay.
So this is actually +3. We've just been thinking it's +1 then, I believe. Unless you're wearing a separate...
different. Yeah.
Oh! All right, well, only one of them can have an effect at a time. They do not stack.
Okay.
So... here we go. Ring of...
Oh no, they're just probably the same one. I just wrote down ring of protection. It's like ring of protection and wording.
Got it.
Okay.
This ring prevents any one physical attack each round from reaching its wearer, but costs 1 charge. You may simply deflect the attack towards another character in the case of a very powerful opposing magic. Well, ain't that lucky. This is the first attack in the round. It will automatically fail, which is so frustrating. It would have rolled a miss, but it still is blocked to the side. That's all the monsters, and I do believe Maurice bleeds 1 point of damage, and party members can roll initiative amongst themselves.
Big talk.
Gustav, you are first.
All right, I'll try to finish this guy. Here's the attack.
30 easy
Damage.
hit. Just do 2 points of damage and he's fine. Yeah, you drop the zombie. It falls to the ground. It lands somewhat on Maurice. Please take some movement. Or not. I don't care.
All right, I'll move it behind the zombie.
Okay.
Here.
Vincent, it's your turn. You know, the zombie tried to grab you. It failed miraculously.
It looked like I was going to send some of the magic missile at the other zombie, but now I can focus on this one. So I point blank fire a bunch of missile forces right into its chest.
Last time you almost did it, killed it. Maybe this time you'll finish it off entirely. Can you do 20 points of damage?
Just because it might matter, I aim at its head.
18. Now, magic missiles. Yeah. You will rip apart its head, and it will die. Immediately, its head is blown to pieces, and the zombie falls to the ground. Theodore. It's still trying to eat your toes.
Stand above the zombie and try and bring my sword down on its head.
Yeah. Hold shot. -4 to hit.
Yeah, +4 for it being prone.
+2 for it crawling. Yes. Easy
That's
shot.
if I say 20.
Yeah. 10 points of damage will crush its head, and the zombie is no more. It is gone. I mean, its body is there, but it is a dead zombie. And the battle is over. There's
I
no
listen
more?
to I hear shambling.
No shambling in the night.
I get this
fine.
body out of my tent.
You drag the parts of the body out of the tent. Maurice, please take another point of bleeding damage.
Yeah, I come out of the tent. Oh,
I
is
just have
Maurice
to
okay?
embrace the turn of after.
Yeah, you can begin to stabilize his wounds, and he'll be fine. He'll be fine. He's at what, -6? So it'll take a while, but he'll make it.
Let's see, are we close enough to town that we could probably carry Maurice the rest of the way?
You're halfway between the two towns.
Halfway. Oof.
It's going to be a day journey back or half a day's journey forward. So, better to go
Look, Captain,
forward.
there's a wagon right here.
Please ignore the wagon.
You okay, Gustav?
I've been better, but I'll manage.
Well, this looks rough, but we'll probably have to carry him and all the stuff he was carrying for us. We'll probably take longer to walk to town, but it's not safe out here, clearly.
It's going to be slow going.
Well, the rest of the night passes without more zombies. The sun will rise. Camp will be fine. You don't get enough rest in the middle of the night to regain hit points or rememorize spells, so you're just going to be down the spells that you were going to cast. Yeah. But that's fine. That's fine. How do we carry Maurice and all of his loot? He's, that's a lot.
What's the total weight?
I think I will carry my 20-pound bag, which will put me into the encumbered category for sure.
Mm-hmm.
There's a boat of, I don't remember the weight, somewhere between 6 and 10 pounds.
I mean, how much does he weigh? That's going to be the main.
Let's see.
I weigh.
With all of your stuff, it's 268 pounds.
Oh, Maurice is beefy.
He's 190
that's-
and 70 pounds of stuff. Yeah.
How much can you carry, Gustav?
Not anything, basically, but depending on how encumbered we can be, I can be at medium if I can carry 15 more.
15 or 50?
15.
Okay. Well, the 190 of Maurice's are probably going to just be spread out amongst the three of us.
Well, that's his body.
Because-
You can't. What are
Yeah,
you doing?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, two of us can carry him, right?
Oh, I see.
as
Like
in,
grabbing
yeah.
legs and arms.
Exactly.
Maybe someone can carry my head.
Which way is the wind blowing now?
The wind is blowing.
Well, then maybe we shouldn't fly into town.
Yeah.
The wind is blowing south along the mountains. Whoosh. Yeah, flying through town, maybe not super ideal.
Okay. At what encumbrance level could we make it into town in the day?
Eesh. You would need moderate encumbrance. It's the wrong way around.
Okay, let's see.
We'd have to drop almost everything, I think, Captain.
Yeah.
I mean, his armor, we can buy more armor in town.
You could leave all of his stuff behind. His cloak of elvenkind. Oh, well, Vincent's bag is part of this list, and you've already taken his bag, so he's actually only 248 pounds. The magic boat is 7, so, 241 pounds. Chainmail's heavy. That's 40 pounds of gear.
Does Vincent have strength? We can cast
Yeah,
strength on some of us.
Yeah, I'll cast strength. I have one prepared.
Oh, well, there we go. Maybe that'll solve everything.
That's D8, right?
Yes, I actually have the special strength also prepared. That seems like a good time.
I think that doesn't last long enough.
Oh, you're
It's
right.
like 10 rounds or something.
That's right.
Okay, well, I rolled a 4, so I'm at 17 strength.
All right.
Okay.
That's pretty good. So you can...
I can carry...
You're currently carrying 67, so you can carry like another 90
carry
pounds.
like 90.
Yeah.
Okay. I have the box and my bag.
How much
So I've got those 27 pounds.
stuff carry? Ooh,
And then what's... Sorry, Neal, what was just his body weight? 190?
190.
I know. Do you have another strength for Gustav?
No, afraid not.
I can carry half, but I can't carry all of him up. Well, unless we're going like really, really slowly.
Can we make a stretcher and try to drag him?
Did anyone bring rope?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I have.
I
rope.
do have rope.
Does anyone have rope use?
I do.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, you can make a stretcher. This will allow you to like drag him on the ground, and I think when you're dragging, you can your weight can be 3 times. Your pull weight is like 3 times your I should say your drag weight is like 3 times your carry weight. So you'll be going a little bit more slowly, but with the 17 strength, right? Max press is 220, so now it's 6 something. Yeah, you should be able to drag him. What's the duration of
like
strength?
8 hours.
Hour per level. Oh, not a problem. You'll be able to drag Maurice on a stretcher into the town of Ul by the end of the day. You'll pass some other people on the road, and they'll kind of look at the wounded person, but they don't ask too many questions. It's a thing that happens around here. And into Ul we go. Oh, actually, I should roll one more encounter check. No, we're fine. Into Ul we go. This is a modest little town on the edges of the mountains, sort of like nestled at the bottom of the mountains where a little creek comes out of it. A clear pass runs up and into the hills. A road heads in the other direction, paved in cobblestones, which helps, as you drag poor Maurice and he bobs up and down against the cobblestones all day. It's much better than dragging him through the dirt. But Ul appears to be quiet and cozy, if not for the giant watchtowers on either side of the road facing the mountains pass, and the assembled warriors and knights hanging out, looking vaguely in the direction of the mountain pass, but not seeming to be too concerned. There's just that, implication of dangers coming out of the mountains from time to time. But otherwise, carts and wagons roll through town. It smells like fresh baked bread and flowers. Since we're not too concerned about Ul itself, you can walk in, not worry about it, and go find an inn. An inn where there is somebody waiting. Well, they don't know they're waiting, but someone that needs a message delivered to them.
Great. We'll go to that one and deliver the letter.
Excellent. Who's got it?
Gustav.
I do, yeah.
All right, Gustav. Any particular way you want to deliver this letter, or just hand it over?
You can
we'll go to
try
the
to
inn and ask for accommodations, and say we have a letter from a guard at the border of the country.
Yes, I'll also encourage Gustav to see if we can get a good deal on staying here for a week.
I'll try my best, Captain.
Yeah, well, Claire is waiting for was not expecting to get a letter, but when you come in saying you've got a letter for somebody from a guard at the gate, one of the innkeeper comes on over. She's a woman in her late 50s or so, but seems to be fairly buoyant and happy and excited, not worn down at all by the effects of life. She comes forward and says, I'm the owner of this inn. My name's Claire. My cousin is a border guard.
Ah, yes, we met him as we made our way through the Wormwood, and now I do. Now hand her letter.
She kind of yips with a little bit of excitement, whirls around so her back is to you, pulls off the string, and reads the letter. You can hear her laughing to herself a little bit. And then she turns back to you and reaches out a hand and says, "Thank you so much. What do I owe you?"
Oh, nothing. We are just looking for accommodations, and since we said we are coming to
well, you've come.
It would be nice to.
You've come to the right place. Welcome. This is my inn. It's called the Inn of the Last Home. It's because if you're headed west, there ain't no more homes until you get all the way beyond. So,
well, thank you.
This is the place. There's some other folks in town, but you wouldn't want to stay there.
Of course.
This is a nice 3-story, half-timbered building with plastered walls, big eternal stew pot or perpetual stew pot cooking underneath the fire. Some locals have gathered here to have a few meals, but you can see there's a cordoned off area where the residents of whoever's staying at the inn would be fed and have their drinks, and this is more of the common public room out here. The rooms are upstairs. She offers you a nice rate of 5 silver a day, including room and board, for as long as you'd like to stay.
Alright, that sounds good. Hey, I'll also ask her about the fur trader and directions on passage eastward, westward.
Yes. That sounds like a great bit of information to get. Let's do it on the other side of our break. We'll talk about what's beyond Ul. We'll talk about traders. We'll talk about staying here for a week, which my math tells me is the amount of time you'd need to get everybody to full HP. And we'll do all of that on the other side. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Voyages of Dusk and Dawn. We are in the town of Ul. We're getting ready to go across the mountains. It's been a week of rest here. We go out of July and into August. You owe all of your people 100 pieces of gold for their labor. You're hauling this magic ship around with you, and there's no one here to detect magic to know it's anything other than a box. It's very convenient. It's hard to find mages
Excellent.
when you don't have magic to detect mages.
The three of you can all write down Vincent owes you 100 gold.
Gotcha.
You know, that's how you get rebellions, is when you don't pay your soldiers. When you just promise loot to your soldiers, eventually...
I show off the vanilla extract, which they were all okay with.
Of course. I'm just saying, the promise of pay will work for a little while, but eventually the soldiers will go from revolting to rebelling. But that's not the case here. Everyone can take 488 experience points for our adventures thus far, because we do get a week of downtime. Everybody can go back to full HP. The total cost was 2 GP per day times 7 days is 14 gold to cover everyone's basic expenses. But if there's anything else you want to do in town, if you want to do anything other than just sitting and eating and then spending the rest of your day staring out the window, if you want any fun life anywhere, you should spend some money. Or
Okay.
your calls.
Just out of curiosity, which is level 4 for fighters?
248, 2,000, 4,000, 8,000. Yeah.
Do any of you have spending money on you, since I gave it all to those bandits?
Yep.
I have
Oh,
some
she
red
needs
coins
captain.
here.
Okay, I'm gonna pay 5 of the 14 gold in the 50 silver you just loaned me. So we still owe 9 gold.
Anyone gonna?
Yeah, I've got plenty, Captain.
Okay, great.
How much do you need me to give? 9 gold?
9, and then I owe you
Yep,
9.
done. Yep,
I
done.
owe Gustav 5.
So good. So good. Well, we spent
Sorry,
a
what was the XP again, Neal? I missed it.
488.
Just 200. Oh, sorry, yeah, 488. Okay, thanks.
Spend a week of downtime. We go into August. Velthara sets. Madrigal or Ephra rises. Madrigal, Goddess of Hope, is high in the sky here. Thursday, August 4th. August 5th, you rest. And Saturday, the 6th of August, we're ready to set out. I think I heard some
Cool.
purchasing of equipment going on.
Yes, during the week I wanted to purchase things that are similar to blankets. So basically large sheets of cloth. I'm looking at like sails or blankets or cloth pieces.
Absolutely. There are lots of sheets lying around for sale. Absolutely. Big bolts of
Cool.
fabric that can be sewn into whatever you need.
Yes, I need to make sure they are not see-through.
Non-see-through sheets. Yes. What are we saying? Like no light can pass through, or just like you can't make out things that are behind it?
Ideally, you cannot see through it, like a covering blindfold type thing, but like larger.
Well, would like bed sheets suffice? Or is
Yeah,
that...
as long as you can't see through them. That sounds
Yeah.
like a good one.
Yeah, they're not transparent, but you know, if you like hold a bed sheet up to a light, you can kind of see like silhouettes behind it if it's done just right, you know. But if you're out in the middle of the field and you put a bed sheet over you, they'll see the form, but they can't see anything that's happening.
Great. I think bed sheets are what I'm looking for.
That's perfect. They are available in bulk. You can get, let's call them, I don't know, 6x8 sections of fabric, and they probably cost like a gold each.
Sure. How many can I get, and how much the group as a whole can we carry, based on how heavy these are?
I would say each bed sheet weighs 1 pound, and that's mostly, and it's just bulk of. It's a voluminous object, so it sort of takes up space and it's sort of logistically hard. They weigh gold each, and you could probably get 20 of them. You got a whole week in town. I bet you could get 20 of them without any issues. You need more?
Sounds good. No, that's more than enough. I probably only need 10.
I can carry 1.
We're probably going to spend like one of these days just hoarding them into the small rowboat, which we'll unbox at some point.
Go outside of town, find a quiet place where no one's looking, do your secret evil magic rituals of unboxing and then moving things on and off the boat back and forth.
That's correct. And I'll take the opportunity to take the money that I owe everyone, well, the 5 and the 9 gold, so you can get your 5 gold back and your 9 gold, Theodore. And I'll put the
All right.
10 blankets into
Okay,
the ship.
this gold's kind of weighing me down, to be honest. I'm gonna keep it in
Okay,
the ship.
I'll keep the IOU then. Sure.
I'll take my 5.
Okay, you can take your 5.
Doing this boat transformation, since you've got the time to go off and do this, is not gonna, I'm gonna say there's a 10% chance that someone might be in the area to see you, but you'd post someone on watch to make sure that you don't notice them. So whoever is gonna go on watch while you do your magic boat transformation, make me a perception check, and then I'll roll a 1 in 10 chance of there actually being someone to notice. Who's
My
our?
stat is 8.
I am 13 perception.
That's our person.
You're the best.
All right.
Oh, yes. You notice there is nobody around. You pass all your checks. It's absolutely fine. You can do all this with no problems. It sounded like during the break you dealt with all the weights and gears and everything. We're all ready to go.
Yes.
We ignore
Maybe
all
get
the
some
quests
stuff
in
off the boat
town.
as well.
Yeah. Change out boat gear. Gustav, what's your AC going to be? Are you at 15?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. And Theodore, are you going to be at 18?
Oh, yeah, before
Yes,
we
please.
leave, have we asked the trader, the FehuArt trader, about
Oh,
the
absolutely.
passage west?
Right. So you can ask people around here. There's a lot of folks who know about the Passage West in this part of town, in this part of the world. They'll tell you that you've come at the right season, because during the winter, the pass and the lands beyond are like snow covered and really difficult. But here in the middle of summer, it's actually rather comfortable and easy. It's warm. It's a little bit dry over there. You're not going to come across that many creeks. So anytime you find a creek, make sure you fill up 100% on all of your water. He'll let you know about a couple of little spots that are dangerous to stop at. There's some nice like shade forests that you might be inclined to rest at, but you should keep an eye out, because in the shaded forests there are some spider-like creature menaces. Also, no one really takes that road very much anymore because of the extreme amount of monsters that live up in that area. The mountains are home to some of these Vrossi Empire-led or Orician beasts that come in and out. The mountain pass itself has become home to a family of mountain giants and their ogre and goblin subordinates. They're not in any one place. They sort of roam up and down the mountains, all the way from Barnsley down towards Rastegar, through various mountain passages, just being a menace and living off of whatever they can steal. They don't generally come down out of the mountains. Sometimes they are in this pass between Ul and the other side. Could be dangerous, but not always there. Let's see. Flying creatures. There are some manticores that lurk in the mountains as well. They seem to be separate, distinct creatures that don't hang out together. So you might find one at a time. If you find more than one, it means it's like a mated pair who is raising some young together for a short period. So just be aware of that. There's also the normal natural creatures, giant spiders, scorpions, bears, that sort of thing. They're the regular old natural creatures. I wouldn't worry about them too much, other than, don't let them eat you. Let's see, on the other side, it's pretty open. You're not going to find much in the way of civilization until you get to Sahrid, which is, about 100 and something miles away. So call it like 6 or 7 days of travel, especially because you want to camp near water wherever you've got the opportunity to camp near water. And at that point, you're basically heading right up against the edge of the desert. You're going to run out of tree cover, and that's where the flying creatures get to be a little more dangerous. Because if you see a manticore, you can pop into some woods and keep a low profile, but when you're out in the plains, there's nothing you can do about it. So just watch out for that. There are more creatures out there of various kinds, what are they called? Ankh eggs live out there, but it's such a wide open area with so little life that even though there's more creatures, they're just over a larger area. So still dangerous, but not the worst. Yeah, there's very little trade with Sahrid these days or anything beyond that, just because of the monsters. But every now and then, a group of people will throw together an expedition or a trade journey or something like that up in that region. Yeah, if you're headed in that direction, if you're headed all the way to Sahrid or even Marazed, there's probably some folks here who might want to go with you or who might want to send messages that way. And if you can guarantee that you're going to make it there, you might actually get some money just delivering mail and letters and messages all the way up there. Because the other route is to go all the way around. Like, if we zoom out on the map a little bit, you can get there by doing this. But that is a huge pain in the ass. That's, 400 miles plus, as opposed to this more direct route.
Well, this direct route sounds absolutely dreadful. But I guess we will have to go this way. I will ask around as well to see if there is a west path to Seed Lake.
Right. That was the other thing we wanted to know. There is not a well-worn specific trail. There's no path or passageway. However, there are some wilderness men out here who claim that they know how to get across both mountain ranges and that they have made the trek from Ul to Ramshorn before. Although, they couldn't really tell you how to do it, they'd have to go with you to do it. It is technically possible if you know the route, but, without them in tow, might be tough.
I'll ask around if any of those mountain men want to be hired for a Seed Lake expedition. And if one happens to be familiar with Slidin Falls, that would also be nice.
Yeah. There's one guy. He's 40-something years old. He's got the face of a man who spent a lot of time outdoors, like little pock marks of disease or frostbite across him. One of his eyes is somewhat milky over. His hair is prematurely going gray and balding on top. His hands are sort of worn and leathery with cracks and scars across it, little bits, not big old battle wounds, but just, he's seen a lot of time outside. His fingernails are uncomfortably short, they've been chewed or pulled back so many times that they don't hold their positions very well. He's a salty old guy in pretty worn leather clothing with some canvas style clothing as well, sitting in one of these taverns, the 3 pints of empty beer in front of him and a full pint of beer in his hand as you have been directed towards this person. Their name is Rochella. Rochella, the mountaineer. Get some tavern music as you come talk to this guy. How would you like to approach this? So much is in the way you ask.
First, I do a calculation of how long it would be expected to take if we were to go Ul to Slidin Falls to the Seed Lake to determine how many days I'd have to pay him for. And then I think to myself about how much appropriate pay would be.
Right. Well, Ul to Slidin Falls is 30-some miles. Some of that's going to be hard miles. You think 2 or 3 days to get to Slidin Falls. And then Slidin Falls to Seed Lake. Maybe a day along the mountains, and then maybe 2 days across the mountains, 3 days across the mountains. So 3, 4, 3 more, 7, maybe 8 days from Ul there if it's a direct route and there's no problems. Could easily be 2 weeks if there are any problems or the route is difficult. And then obviously he wants to be paid for his time to get back home. So you'd imagine this is almost a month. You know, half a month, 3/4 of a month. Typically, when you hire
into a month.
Yeah, when you hire a guide, you often pay like a gold a day, but that's like a general all-purpose guide. Specialty guides like this can easily go 5 or 10 times that rate. So yeah. So what is that?
Okay.
If it's
when
20...
I gather by looking at this guy, though, I probably get the sense that, well, no, I shouldn't assume, but does he look, let's see, like he's doing hard work for maybe not very wealthy?
He's not displaying a lot of wealth on his person. His clothes are cheap, but hardy. He doesn't have any jewelry or anything like that. He's not adorned in any way, shape, or form. But there are a couple of plates of food around him, and he's got lots of drinks in front of him. So he does eat and drink quite well. I don't know if that's the information you're looking for. If there's something else I can get you.
No, that's exactly right. So for one of you Valesian speakers, I'll let you take the lead, and I... relay, that's what we're going to task him to do. Slidin Falls, Path to Seed Lake. You are... I give you the general advice that I think 50 gold would be a amount that he might accept. You have my agreement to go all the way up to 100, but try to go for 50.
Hey, Captain, before we agree to this, do we want to go all the way to Seed Lake, or will we want to go to Sliding Falls and back, and then maybe go to Barnsley? If we cross the mountains, then going back to Barnsley and the other point of interest there might be too far a trek.
That's a really good point. Barnsley first would make sense, and then coming back here. So I guess we'll just slide and fall. We probably wouldn't need to hire him for this. So this is something for another day.
Aye, but Captain, the travel through the mountains is still dangerous. There are giants going around. Might be still useful to hire the guy just to take us there and back to Sliding Falls.
For this one, I think we were just following the worn out trail, so we probably don't need a guide. Well, yeah, good point. We should go to the Barnsley cache before this way.
Okay. Anything else then? Or are we just ready to set out?
Think we're good to go?
Okay. Through the mountain pass to Slidin Falls, where what awaits us? Remind our viewers, what's in Slidin Falls? Why are we headed to this yellow X on a map?
A long, long time ago, I think in the ballpark of thousands of years.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be right?
Mm-hmm.
One powerful archmage was laid to rest here. One by the name of, and I'm trying to look it up, but feel free to let me know. Oh, Helva.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily an archmage or a dem mage.
Mm-hmm. But she was an important person, right? She was
important enough that a bunch of people came to visit her funeral.
And
a bunch of powerful wizards.
Right. And because of that, we just assume she's got loots, lots of loots.
Yes, and if powerful wizards get buried with their special ring, which might make sense, might also not make sense, and we're just reaching here, then that could be a key to getting us access to all sorts of places. Because these wizards of thousands of years ago used a system of rings in order to access areas.
Okay. Well then, let's set out through the supposedly dangerous mountain pass, but we still have to roll for encounter checks because it could always...
During the weekend, I figured out how the wind blows.
Right. The winds here typically blow down in this direction along the edge of the mountains.
Okay.
Once you get into the mountains, though, you'll probably get, back and forth or up and down. It'll be up to the roll of the die on any given moment or day. All right.
Okay.
First day.
The mountains are a curious shape, don't you think, Captain? They curve down like this. Yeah. I mean, they curve like this. And right at this point where they meet was where the gods did battle, right?
Nice. So religious of you. Is this a theory of yours that the gods' battles shaped these mountains?
I mean, the gods shaped everything we live on, right? Why not the mountains?
Well, I come from more of a school of thought that the gods made broad paint strokes across the land, and then, perhaps over centuries, the mountains developed. But it's possible that this is the cause of a battle.
Okay. Do you think this might help you with something at Slidin Falls or something getting across the mountains, Theodore?
No, just observation of the... It's just a strange geography, I guess. A notable geography.
Well, into the mountains we go. We had discussed marching order earlier, and it seemed important that a particular person was in front and back. Can you remind me who it is you want where?
Sure. Gustav is a specialized thief, so I feel like he should be quite strong at scouting ahead. So we should have him lead the group.
Sure thing. Is it
At the front.
Gustav, Vincent, Maurice, Theodore? Gustav, Theodore.
I think Theodore can be number 2. I'll be 3.
Is it a single file now, or is it like 2x2?
Sections of the path are quite wide, and you can do 2x2. Sections will probably get a little bit narrow for 1x1. It'll widen and shrink as time goes on. The roads here have all been stone paved, and as you head up into the mountains, there are still cobblestones. Some of them are clearly fallen and faded, and there are areas that the path has been washed out or covered with dirt, but throughout the pass, as you walk, it's actually mostly paved. Or at least somewhat paved, indicating someone put a lot of time and effort to make a route through here a long time ago.
It's nice. Our usual morning ritual as we travel will be I will cast Strength on the strongest member of our party, which is...
it's Maurice.
Yes, Maurice.
Maurice, yep.
Go ahead and roll
16
1d8,
strength.
Maurice.
3.
That'll get 18.10. That's another +1 to hit and 2 to damage for 7 hours as you go through the mountains. I've adjusted your sheet thus far.
You?
Gustav, you're at the front of the party. You're at full hit points. There's all sorts of stuff out here. Interesting things as we walk. I would like you to make me a perception check as we make our way through the mountains for any little clues that might exist as to the dangers you may soon face.
Theodore, you get this little spell cast on you. Stone Skin.
Ooh.
Nice. Do you want me to roll the d4 Neal, or are you going to
Oh, I'll roll it in secret. I don't want you to know.
Cool.
+1 attack per 2 levels of experience the caster has achieved. So 2, 4, 6. Yeah, and then yeah, perfect. 6. or so D4 plus 3 is what I'm saying.
Yes, so at least 4.
Right.
This is where
Skin
hits.
returns.
That's on Theodore. Okay. Well, the mountains, they're no dungeon. Your thief is looking for traps as he walks. Tripwires, pitfalls, all the telltale signs of things that could be really dangerous. I mean, you don't see any. You don't see any traps. You see scrapes and scratches. You see the occasional like little rock slide. Some of it looks natural. Some of it could be monstrous made. There's no wagons. There's no bodies. There's no corpses. It seems uncomfortably and dangerously normal. As you get partway through the pass, an area where the walls are high alongside you. That's the whole point of the pass, is that it's easy to travel through, nice and quick and fast, so you don't have to climb up and over everything, but it means threading through narrow valleys here and there. You hear the sound of a great and terrible roar, a creature letting out a hideous cry, a loud bellowing voice calling to those around it. I'm going to bring us to a map. As to your left and to your right arise little creatures popping out from hidden places. Goblins. A whole tassel of goblins. Some with bows, some with swords and shields. They arise, and that call seems to have been their sign to do battle with you. Let's do it.
You know what I'm gonna say now? Heroic Fray.
No. You need like 9 levels or something above your enemies for that.
Or if they're 1/1 hit die creatures. Like, we don't have to do it. I know you.
Well, we're
hate it,
definitely not
but
doing it, but you've made me want to revisit the rules.
I'm pretty sure it's if it's like 1/1 hit die creatures or something, and it
But you can't be
specifically calls out
first
goblins.
level heroic fraying against 1/1, you know? I always thought that meant like maybe 4th level characters against a horde of kobolds or something, but you know, there's a lot of valid interpretations. I don't think we've done a heroic fray in 10 years.
Tombs of Scoria does Heroic Fray.
Oh, there we go. What a wonderful and silly rule. I was not expecting you to say heroic fray. You can only engage in a heroic fray against creatures of 1 hit die, 1/1 hit dice or less, or creatures whose hit dice or levels are 10 less than the heroes. That's true. Technically, goblins can be heroic frayed. The other requirement of a heroic fray is numbers. The hero side must be outnumbered by the enemy for the warriors to gain extra attacks. Sure, and technically you're outnumbered, but this definitely doesn't qualify for a heroic fray. You're surrounded.
What's the speed of a crossbow?
That's a great question. Your
It's
speed.
1 if it's preloaded.
10.
Okay. But 1 of it's preloaded?
Yeah, but you can't walk around all day with a preloaded crossbow
Yeah.
because it's gonna go off. It's like an extremely unstable gun. Okay. Excellent. To start off the battle, a pair of goblins will scurry down the backside of the mountain and block your path. as well as 2 goblins taking shots with their bows. Vincent, you rolled in for Fireball, everyone's favorite spell. And our goblins, well, Maurice, you're wearing armor, aren't you? Yeah, you're not 10 AC, you're 13 AC.
Wait, I thought chainmail gives me 5.
Ah, it does. Okay, I looked at your HP, not your AC. Thank you. 15. So you're wearing armor, you're wearing armor, you're wearing armor. So obviously our 2 goblins are just going to take shots at the unarmored person sitting around here, who actually has 16 AC, even though the goblins don't know it.
So did you mention the 16 only works on the first shot, or is it?
No, the 16 AC is all the time.
Okay, until it runs out of charges.
No, the 16 AC is permanent. It's the automatic deflection, which has a set number of charges, but you don't really. I think you failed your learning check on this.
I did, so I don't know how many charges it has.
Yeah.
Does that mean it'll still count as +3 AC even after the charges are gone?
Yes.
Wow, how convenient.
Exceedingly convenient. All right, goblins. Let's get a couple of shots. Pew pew. 15 is the best shot against you, which might actually hit because they have maybe flanking. Second goblin nah, he's still sort of in front. That's fine. They both miss. Well, even if he would have hit, it would have struck off a charge. So, okay. Vincent, it's your turn. You've got the fire. You've got the balls.
Yes. Was this warding thing, does this take off a charge even if they miss, or does that not?
You don't know. You failed your learn check.
Okay, cool. I think you mentioned as a free action I can take this ring off, like perhaps leave it so only my normal ring of protection is on. Mm-hmm. Sound good? All right.
Yeah, you have 2 rings of protection, right? They're distinct.
Yes, this ring of warding, and then the ring of protection that I had at the very start of the journey.
Got it. Okay.
I'll fling a fireball up to my top left and engulf these 3 goblins in the fireball.
Easy peasy. Roll some damage. It doesn't even matter. The goblins are instantly obliterated. 5 hit points, 6 hit points, and 4 hit points. No saving throw is going to protect these creatures as the fires wrap them up and kill them. Gone. And then you switch your rings. Theodore.
Yeah. How much can I move? Can I charge these 2 at the bottom, or is
Absolutely.
my part in the way?
Yeah.
Yeah, I go ahead and charge at the goblins.
You run south. Maurice dodges out of your way. Sword out. Goblin.
Yep, I attack the first goblin. 23 with charge.
Ugly slash across the goblin's chest. Can you do 7 points of damage?
Is it crit?
No.
10 points of damage.
The goblin drops instantly.
I turn to face the other one.
The archer up here will aim a shot at Vincent. Whoops, I should roll from here. 12 will pink off of your armor, your magic armor, doing no damage to you whatsoever. Maurice, with your massive strength.
Does it count as firing into melee if I shoot at the one next to Theodore?
It does. You'd have to take a -4.
Okay. Can I see the Wait, how do I ping it up? Can I see this one? Fine. The one on the second one. If you were to go from top to bottom.
This one right. This one right here.
Yes.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of cover because he's at the edge, so -2 to hit. But yes, you can see him.
Yeah, I'll take a shot.
Excellent.
With my crossbow.
Mm-hmm. That'll do.
-1.
Yeah, easy peasy. The crossbow bolt strikes the goblin.
I accidentally closed my sheet.
Oh no! It should be a flat d6 +1. Crossbows do not benefit from high strength. Oh! Max damage as the goblin bites the dust. All right, Gustav. It's going well.
All right. Let me see how far this one is, actually. May I be able to attack if I...
Yeah, you can move 60 feet and attack him. You got to go uphill a little bit, but not more than 10 feet of movement, so easy.
Gotcha.
Hurry up the steps.
Yep.
Right up to the goblin archer.
And I'll attack him with my short sword.
Right. Critical hit.
Oh.
Nice roll.
The 2 hit point goblin goes down. Barely. Leaving us just with the last one who hasn't had a turn yet and was coming down the mountain to be with his friends. He gets all the way up to Theodore when the creature that made the bellowing roar comes forth from the backside of the mountain. It is a mountain giant. And with him coming up the pass from around the corner, hiding out of view, are his ogre buddies. The mountain giant carries in his hand a giant stone. He looks at the people down below, takes the rock, and he's going to hurl it at... It's going to be one of these two. And I don't think it really matters which one, so I'm just going to roll a d6 and decide. 1, 2, 3, it's Vincent. 1 is Vincent. The mountain giant takes his huge stone. I think it's just a regular attack roll. He's not like a giant slug where it's a % chance. I think it's just a regular roll to hit.
Can you put the ring on?
I know he took the ring off. Let's see. They hurl boulders down on their opponents. Yep. It's just a regular attack roll against Vincent with the boulder. 1d20 plus 15. It's a critical hit against Vincent.
Plus 15. Neal.
Oh, he's a mountain giant. He's got
my God.
5.
This is GG.
It's a lot of damage. You literally took your ring off right now, the ring that protects against incoming attacks, right?
Oh yeah, it's goblins, you know?
It's goblins, right? Right.
Can't waste the charges on goblins.
I know, but the damage from these rocks is 2d10, and so a critical hit is 4d10 damage, which might... I mean, he would need to do 35 damage to kill you in a single blow, which is unlikely on 4d10, but not impossible. So... Yeah.
Any consolation to me. Statistically, I'll survive this shot.
Statistically. Yeah, although the average damage is 22, so you should stay standing, but even if it's a little out of favor, you could be knocked unconscious immediately.
Yeah.
So here goes. It's 19 points of damage.
Oof.
Maybe put the ring on.
Maybe.
And now it's initiative time. To all the DMs out there in chat, it's a very effective strategy to let the little monsters show up on the first round and then the slightly scarier monsters a little afterwards to bait out the fireballs.
What a nasty trick.
Yeah.
What's initiative to run?
3.
A run.
I roll run initiative, but I'm gonna run with my short sword. Right here. So that is a run initiative.
Whoops.
So, Gustav, you're rolling to run, even though you rolled in short sword. Vincent, you are rolling in fireball again. You have a second fireball? It didn't work. Theodore with the arming sword. Okay. And the giant with the worst initiative in the group. Okay. This is a dead goblin. This in the background, this is a dead goblin. It's just Maurice. You're starting us off, buddy. Where are you running?
Do we stand our ground or do we run?
We're fireballing. We cook
I'm gonna be hurling a mighty spell at it. We can take this on, I think.
Okay, I move up to here, and I ready an attack.
You move to here?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can move
Definitely.
technically up to 60 feet and ready attack, so I just want to make sure you're happy with your positioning.
Yeah, I'm fine.
All
Staying
right.
right here.
Excellent. The goblin on the side takes out his little puny bow, and now he can shoot you from behind, so he's absolutely going to do that. +2 for back attack, no shield, no dex. Pew! It's a 2. It's a wild miss. Vincent summons the strength of his magic and throws a fireball at the goblins in the back.
At the mountain giant and the ogres, if I can hit all 3 of them.
Right, so the mountain giant's way up on this hill, so he's like 30 feet up, so you can definitely hit the 2 ogres and probably kill both of them, or the mountain giant. Although maybe you can hit 1 ogre and 1 mountain giant because of the height disparity. Yeah.
With a 20-foot radius, is 30 feet up enough to escape?
The math, 30 feet up, 20 feet over. I can't do geometry in my head that, I guess, no, 40 foot. Yeah. Now you can probably hit them all. That's right.
All right.
All right.
I'll hurl the fireball in the middle of all of them, right in the air.
Oh my god. I should have said it was 40 feet up. 28 damage is a lot. Our ogres will make a saving throw.
Big.
And a saving throw.
Big.
Nice.
And our mountain giant will make a saving throw. Whew, and will
Oh.
pass.
That's
Oh,
Seven.
I'll swap rings and step back 5 feet.
The 2 ogres will immediately go down to 28 points of damage. Okay, remember, aspiring DMs, give 2 rounds for your fireballs to go off before you bring in the big monsters. Gustav.
Hey, all right. I'll move back with the party.
All right. Dead ogre doesn't do anything. The goblin next to Theodore moves for a flank and tries to stab Theodore with his little goblin sword. It automatically misses because you've got stone skin, and it takes a charge. Theodore.
I swing my arming sword at the bottom left goblin that I'm facing. 17
Easy hit.
for 12 damage.
Horrifying damage. The goblin is
I
no
tend to face
more.
this goblin.
It's another dead ogre.
Can I
And
shout something?
yeah.
I shout, stay back, or you'll take another fireball to the face. In Valesian, I'm just assuming he might speak Valesian.
It's possible. It's possible. The ogre, not the ogre, the mountain giant grabs one of the other prepared boulders in his ambush place. He and these goblins and these ogres, they're ready for this. He keeps a little stash of rocks nearby to hurl. No point in attacking this guy. He might accidentally hit the goblin. 3 people gathered around, multiple people stacked in front of Vincent. Now, Gustav is physically protecting Vincent, providing Vincent with cover. There's no reason to
Yes,
attack
sir.
Vincent when he's got cover. And Maurice is close enough. I mean, the angle's pretty high, 30 feet up, but 50 feet over. Maurice is providing a little bit of AC to Gustav. And so the giant takes his rock and hurls it at Maurice. For 1d20 plus 15. It's another critical hit against Maurice
Oh no.
for 4d10 points of damage. Maurice will take
Oh my god.
31 points and immediately become little more than a red smear along the ground.
Always the Giants. Always the Giants. GG.
GG. Initiative.
Second attack.
Oh, right. Second attack. I'm so sorry. 10's actually a miss. I'm so sorry. He's got a little shield on there. He's got 11 AC. Okay. Initiative time.
Neal will be initiative to try to grab the stuff from Maurice's body, the backpack and boat I think he was carrying.
In the middle of combat, you want to grab his gear?
Yeah, I'll cut the backpack off and just...
Yeah, I
try
should
to
probably
grab
make a saving throw for anything delicate in his pack because, you know, that is pretty big. What are you carrying, Maurice?
I have Vincent's bag. I have boat.
You have the magic boat?
I do have the magic boat. I also have nothing else really. That's it.
And you have Vincent's bag.
Yeah.
And you have a cloak of Elvenkind.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Okay, I'm going to start making some saving throws over here. Where is our item saving throw territory? Cloth. The elven cloak is, you know, fine. The magic boat.
Surely the magic boat doesn't get destroyed in this attack.
I mean,
It's
magic.
possible. It's magic. It does get bonuses on its saving throw because it is magic, but it is still a physical object. You know, in the first campaign I ever ran on Twitch, at the end of the first session, the party had recovered a magic orb that was supposed to be the center of a campaign, and one of the players said, "Will it break if I drop it?" And I said, "There's only one way to find out." And he dropped it, and it shattered, and that set the tone for
By
the...
dropping it at small distance?
Well, he was standing in the middle of a street over rocks and was like, "I wonder if this will break," and he just dropped it intentionally to see if it would break, and it destroyed it. So, you know, it's possible that anything breaks. What's the magic bonus of the boat? Because this is right on the...
Oh.
I need my DMG. No. Because some, you know, the magic bonus that you get on your saving throws is equivalent to the item. A +1 sword gets a +1 on saves. A +5 sword gets a +5 on saves. Magic boat doesn't have any, like, straight up plus or minus. It's just a magic boat. But there clearly has got to be, you know, an artifact saves more well than a potion or something.
True.
So, what do the rules say?
Stuff that artifacts are very easy to destroy in Neal's world here.
Mm-hmm. Everything is breakable. Especially my heart.
Oh.
Item.
Potion would have a +1, while a miscellaneous magic item could have a +5 or +6.
What? Wait, what is this rule?
The DMG under item saving throws.
Exactly where I'm looking. Magic items in state pluses should gain a relative potion, miscellaneous magic item +5 or +6 if the saving throw versus an attack the device was designed. Oh, if the saving throw is versus an attack the device was designed to encounter, like extreme cold versus a roar. Further.
No, further. If that, then an additional.
Oh, you're right. I missed that. Okay. Okay.
Well, that's good news. The boat should be protected against slamming into rocks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's a really good point. It is a high-level magic item. I was going to give it a +6, and then that would put it exactly on the breaking point, the tipping point. It needs a 10. It rolled a 4. So it's boat versus rocks sort of makes sense. Maybe not a +2 because the example is extreme cold versus a ring of warmth. So it was going to pass one way or the other, but just barely, just by 1, right? Wood, thick, 10. Yeah, 10 versus crushing blow, and rolled a 4. Woo! All right, the boat's fine. You can pick through the blood stain that is Maurice and grab the gear at +3, +5 initiative, whatever the potion drinking initiative is. And I think that's 5.
I think it's 5.
4. D10 +4.
Okay. Against my bag, I would say you can make 2 rolls against potions.
Ooh, there's potions in the bag. Thank you.
Yes, and 1 scroll.
Okay.
D10 +4.
All right. Yeah.
All right,
This should be 1 + 4, 5 for my initiative.
Got it. The scroll gets a saving throw. That's a cocked die. 9 is higher than 7. The scroll is intact. The potions automatically fail saving throws versus crushing blows and are gone.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe I can drink a healing potion.
The healing potion mixes with your body at the same time as you are being destroyed and close.
Oh, he saved! It was a potion of healing.
He's at -18. Well, technically, no. Gustav, you said a total of 5?
Yes.
Okay, you're first. You grab the gear, and then what do you do with yourself?
I don't know. That means that we have to go, and I'll stand in front of him and ready to leave.
You don't pay these men enough. Theodore.
I attack the goblin in front of me.
Good job. Stay in the back.
7.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna move. I'm gonna take the OA.
Yeah. Yeah, he attacks. Doesn't matter what he rolls because Stone Skin takes charge. Where are you going?
Yeah, I want to stand at the front.
You stand at the front of the stack over the bloodstains.
Yep.
Vincent.
You're also good to me, man, I utter as I unleash my magic missiles at this guy.
Oh my god. Standing his ground. 15 points of damage. Rip apart the mountain giant, poking dozens of little holes throughout his body, causing bleeding all around from the mountainside. I think this goblin should be getting 2 attacks, but I've been forgetting. So he'll get his first attack of the round right here as he plinks away at Vincent. A 5 is a miss. And the goblin in the back scurries forward. Coming up behind Vincent with his little goblin sword. +2 to the attack is a 6, is a miss. The mountain giant, wounded now, below half hit points, is going to pick up one of his great stones and hurl it at Theodore once again. 1d20 +15 is just a regular hit. Now, Stone Skin, man. Stone Skin. Can you put it into chat for me?
Sure.
Because does it protect against... Even a sword of sharpness cannot affect a creature protected by stone skin, nor can a rock hurled by a giant.
What a specific call out. A rock by a giant.
Damn it. Okay. The rock slams into your body, shatters, spreading a debris field around you. You hold yourself against it, probably stumbling back into Gustav, but appearing unscathed. At the sight of this, the giant will retreat back across the mountain with his half move, disappearing over the mountainside, leaving his singular goblin to roll initiative against the party for the next round. Unless the mountain giant's about to show back up. You know, maybe he retreats and then comes back. Who knows what he's doing? But initiative one more time, please.
That's when you send in the real enemies now. I guess. Can you finish off that goblin, Gustav?
Maybe.
I think I should be here. I should guard in case the giant comes back. So I'm going to. Guess I'm gonna parry.
You're just gonna tank. All right, Gustav, you are. Oh, I forgot this goblin over here. Gustav, you're first.
All right, I'll go behind this goblin.
Mm-hmm. You circle round.
Around.
The goblin's getting ready to plunge his sword into Vincent's body once more.
I don't hit this guy. Back attack or side?
Back attack. 13's good. Well more than enough.
Alright, oh no. 27-3.
And the goblin goes down. Theodore, you're holding. Vincent, you're magic missiling.
So I send the missiles flying up at that goblin on the rocks.
Gone. Obliterated. No more goblins. End of the round comes. No mountain giant appears. Initiative?
What do you want to do, Captain?
We'll keep an eye out for that giant, but I think it probably retreated. Let's see if these guys had anything valuable on them.
Okay, I back up. I guess I block.
Are we looting the goblins now? Or just the ogres?
Oh, God. We'll check these 3 goblins, and then if there's nothing useful on them, we'll go for the ogres.
Absolutely.
I'm not looting, I'm just
I'll do a
defend
obligatory eye check to see if my friend here is alive.
You don't need to do more than a cursory look to see that his head is split into pieces, his ribs are opened and mangled, and there's a lot of blood on the ground. There's no point.
Yeah, that's a shame.
The goblins have 11 silver and 20 copper on them.
Okay, then I guess it is worth checking out all these other goblins.
Okay. You find another 20, 30, 40 silver on the goblins. And... Ooh. 3, 4, 7, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 76 more copper.
Okay. It seems like we might have weight issues, so it's possible we'll leave all the copper behind.
Got it. You take the 51 silver.
Yes, if anyone wants to take the copper, feel free to.
I'll check Maurice's body, and did we take the cloak of Elvenkind of him, or was he in his backpack? Was he wearing it? Did it survive?
It's probably wrapped around his
survived.
body, right? Oh, probably not, because you don't want to be seen as carrying magic, and you wouldn't want to accidentally blend in. So it's probably just tucked in a bag. Meanwhile, while you guys are picking over Maurice's body, Maurice, you wake up on a beach somewhere else. It's dark out. It's cool. It's sort of warm, even though it's nighttime. Find yourself alone on this sandy beach. Some gentle palm trees blowing back and forth in the non-existent wind. You're dry, despite being right at the edge of the water. And maybe 100 feet from you is a small establishment made out of brick and wood with a tiled roof. Windows with glass showing a warm fire glowing inside, light flickering back and forth.
Wow, that was a really bad dream. I'm excited to go explore the tower. And I stand up. Oh, wait, this is not the inn. And I slowly walk to the building.
Yeah. You find the door is propped open by a large brick, letting anyone come in, but keeping the door closed to, keep the airflow balanced and nice. On the inside, there's a whole bunch of people. There's like 30 people sitting around various tables and chairs, having some each eating a different meal. One person's having like steak and potatoes. Another person's having bacon and eggs. Another person's just eating a cake. Someone else is eating like a large stack of ribs that just stretches far too far in front of them. It's a mixture of humans and elves and dwarves and half elves and halflings and gnomes. It's practically every civilized race is represented here. Behind the bar is a tall man with short cropped black hair and sort of a bushy, not bushy beard, but stubbly black beard. He carries a scimitar at one side, and he finishes up a conversation with someone by like, hold on, sees you come in and waves you over. Welcome. What can I get for you?
Some water, please. Thank you.
Of course. Goes over to a big barrel, plunges a wooden mug into it, pulls out some water, sets it down before you. Welcome to Haven. How's life? I should say, how was life?
I mean, it was getting better. I was having fun.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It doesn't really feel nice to have a big rock being thrown at you, I must say.
The person at the bar, kind of next to this person, looks over and goes, "Oh, dude, it took me like an hour to figure out where I was." And
Damn, I don't even know where I am now.
The bartender says, "This is Haven, and it's a little rest stop in between places. You're welcome to stay as long as you'd like." He reaches out his hand. "Hi, I'm Throssi, goddess of death," he says.
Ooh. You see what they're doing down there? By the way, I'm just wondering.
Yeah. I mean,
okay, well,
he points over to a barrel with water in it, and motions for you to like kind of lean over, and you can see a reflected in the pool is the scene of your friends standing over your body, like shaking out the cloak of elven kind, and like, is this good? Okay, nice, and like going through your gear. Yep.
Yeah, you can see Vincent unfurling a scroll, kind of raising the morale of his friends. He says, yes, Maurice wanted, in the event of his death, for his payment to be passed on to, and I read it off, and that will be honored. And feel free to add who that was, Maurice, that when I get back, your gold will be distributed to.
I don't think he would have specified any particular. I don't know. Give it to the next person you see on the street, I guess.
Oh.
I don't know. Maurice says no close ties. Yeah, he was. No, and take a sip of his water. I don't know. Chat with some people, order some food.
Yeah. They share their stories of their deaths with you. The person who looks like he's maybe in his 30s, maybe late 30s, tells you that he died in his bed of old age. You know, just sort of didn't wake up, and then found himself on this place and kind of thought, you know, his memory was starting to go. He was forgetting a lot of things. He's like, how did I get here? And it took him a while. And he doesn't look like he could have died of old age. He looks way too young to be just dying in his sleep and suffering memory problems, but them's the breaks.
What's the lamest way someone has gone out?
Oh man. One of the people here is a scribe, and they were translating. They're like a monk scribe, and they were translating a copy of a book, and in the process got a paper cut when they were turning some pages, and the paper cut got infected, and a week later they were dead.
Yeah, I secretly laugh at him, and I chill. And it's pretty badass to get smushed by a giant boulder. I would say so. Yeah, I chill.
All right, you chill.
Try to make small talk with Rossi.
Yeah, you hang out here. Rossi will sort of change forms throughout the evening. At first, she appears like this tall, big man with the beard. But after you've talked to someone, you like look back over at the bar, and she's now in a different form, like a heavily armored warrior woman form. Her helmet is off, but like big breastplate, large pauldrons, two-handed sword over her back. Look as somebody else comes into the bar, and a few hours later, or some amount of time later, she appears as like a gentle, kindly old woman who's welcoming this halfling into her tavern with just soft, gentle words. She doesn't always change form when a new person enters, but she does cycle through a couple different forms. Most of them female, but she did appear to you in that one male form. So yeah, it's a quiet time. You can stay and watch as much as you'd like, or you can leave as you please.
I think I'd stay as long as I'd want to and watch, look at the party, how they're doing, and
Yeah.
cheer them on.
Well, you watch them make their way through the mountains, worried and paranoid, but eventually getting to the other side the following day without any further attacks by mountain giants or ogres or orcs or anything like that, or goblins. You see them coming to a restful spot in the valley beyond, making camp for a little bit before picking up their gear and assume heading towards Slidin Falls.
Well, I was going to say, should we turn back or should we continue? Because Vincent is
That's true.
severely injured.
I did assume that you were going forward. Vincent, would you have turned back?
Let's see. Are we making it to Slidin Falls in a day? I forget.
No, you would have to. You'd make it to the other side of the mountains that day or the very next day, and then you'd get to Slidin Falls partway through the following day.
I'll be fine. Hi, weekly ad. We march forward.
Okay.
Oh, I do drink a potion of healing though.
Mm-hmm. Oh. All right. Well, I think with that, we will end our session for the day. The party will probably get to Slidin Falls. We'll roll some random encounter checks or whatever, and we'll do Slidin Falls in our next session. Thank you, Scalding Mango, for joining us. Glad that Maurice was able to go out with something better than a paper cut while writing a book.
GG's, thank you for having me.
All right.
Thank you for a heroic death protecting your wizard.
Standing in front, taking the blow. What a hero. All right, that's it. Catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.